Good morning. Thank you so much for tuning into my channel, Creating in the Waiting. Today I am working on finishing up a slimline journal. So I need to create the cover, and I thought that I would come along and maybe show you guys the process and what that looks like for me. I have pulled a few things that I am possibly going to be using on the cover. This for sure. And basically I've already done a little bit of layering. I printed my image onto fabric, and I've frayed the fabric, and then I layered a piece of cheesecloth and a piece of polyester lace. It's on one of the little tool rolls. I found them at Joann's. So I just cut a piece of that. I really love that because it's wide and it just looks really elegant and pretty when layering. So what I'm going to do here actually is take a little bit of Scotch Permanent just to kind of, and this is what she's looking like so far, but just to kind of get that image down on there. Working on a few tags and finishing up her ephemera, and then she will be ready to go. But the Scotch Permanent just gets the pieces down just enough in order for them not to shift when running it through my sewing machine, just in case. And then that way the fabrics don't kind of bunch up in a place. So that is the image I went with on this one. Super beautiful. And this is for a sweet, dear lady. It's actually the lady who gifted me my desk. And honestly, when doing this journal, I felt so much pressure just because I want it to be so beautiful for her. So I am going to sew that together by sewing around the edges. And I am using like a lavender type thread. I pulled these beaded safety pins. Probably not going to use this purple one, but I pulled it just in case. I just don't really like that purple. It's just kind of like, I don't know, it has a childlike vibe for me, and I'm just not really feeling that. If it was a different kind of bead, I might go with it. I'm going to alternate between a zigzag and a straight stitch. Down at the bottom, most of it's going to get covered, so I don't altogether try to worry about doing anything too fancy there. I feel like up at the top, I might want to come around again. And actually, in saying that, I meant go down the side. So that is what that looks like. And what we're going to do is go ahead and number one, I'm going to want to snip that. I'm going to glue this down. Oh gosh, I'm hoping my Fabri-Tac plays nice. If not, I'll put it down with some Scotch Permanent and then go back after I get my, and I like them to hang off the edges. But this is going to go up underneath as well because I don't want it covering my image. So I like the closure to wrap around that. I already put my ruffle on the side of the spine. That's what I wanted there. So I found this bottle of Fabri-Tac yesterday. Thank God. And then I hope that you guys are well, that you are creating beautiful, amazing things that bring your heart joy, that you are finding the beauty around you, and even the simplest and slightest of things. Do I want you higher? I'm going to fray this more once this is down and in place, where I'm not actually moving it all around. I'm going to glue this lace down also there. If you haven't taken a moment, please hit the like button. And if you're new here, consider subscribing. Please comment below. I love to hear from you guys. Love, love, love hearing from you guys. Few people specifically who comment such amazing, kind words. My mouth is so dry, I'm sorry. I love seeing the comments. I'm probably going to go back through and put, yeah, a little bit of Fabri-Tac there to get some of that ruffle down as well. I'm also going to link my Facebook group in the description box below. I am working with the kit, gosh, it's Bloom something. So many blooms. By Life's Ever After. I will link that as well in the description box below. But I will more so go over that in detail when I do the flip through. I haven't done a flip through for a few of these slimlines that I've done recently, only because I don't want to bore you guys. Even though each one, the kind of the inside, even though some of the stuff is the same, especially the last one I did, she was okay with and really liked the colors and the one that I did prior, so I didn't want to come on and basically show you guys the same papers. So I have this doily here, and I've cut a piece of cheesecloth and a piece of that lace. I want this here. I was going to do a more shabbier type cluster up underneath this, but it would have gotten too big and it would have started to cover her face I definitely want this down. I need this book kind of sitting up a little bit so I can see kind of the angle that I'm working with. That was way too high. Okay, yeah, that's much better. All right, I'm gonna have to do it, and let's cut that tip for right now. Until I'm gonna definitely have to go get some blue today at some point, hopefully. Or have someone get some for me. I'm gonna see if some of my E6000 will come out of here for my button. I want to move this over. Did I didn't put glue there. I'm like, why doesn't that feel glued down? Struggling with seeing this right now for some reason. Okay. Sorry guys, that just looks kind of weird. I felt like the lace wasn't there like that. I feel like once I get the other pieces on. I want to do a little cheesecloth ruffle up there. I don't know, for some reason I'm really liking those right now. I'll fray it. For one, I know I'm going to cut that. I think it's too wide. I just think they look There's something just elegant, simple, beautiful about them. Don't really see much of that either, so. Meaning that she's cloth ruffles, not. Not that something's not elegant. I don't know if I like it right there above her head. I need to put the safety pin in to see what it's going to look like. Can get a better idea. Needed a piece of lace. I'm gonna get this down right now with some of my Scotch Permanent. I'm not gonna fight that bottle right now. It's one of my favorite glues. It's not Scotch Create. Let me tie this. So I can get a better idea of what's going on. I might want to do a cheesecloth ruffle down there. I'm going to ruffle up some Sari silk. Don't need a lot. using this a little bit more than what I would like to right now. I'll go back through and adhere with 3-in-1 or Fabri-Tac. If needed, I'm telling you, this glue is super good. But the last thing I want is for some of my embellishments to start falling off my journal. Sometimes I leave stuff like that. There, it's looking kind of weird. I'm seeing what other fabrics or laces I might have over here in my bin. So there's a little part of that purple that's like curling up. I'm not sure how I feel about that purple. I'm actually liking it in the center of that ruffle. I'm gonna sew it together. I feel like once the sewing is done, it just adds something to the cluster. So we're hoping that's what it needs. I'm going around with a zigzag and a straight stitch. I don't have a setting on my sewing machine that does, you know, like some of the different stitching. we have cluster. I'm liking it right there. That's beautiful, I think. I might make a little charm dangle for her lace. But that is her cover. I hope that you guys enjoyed the process. It's got some beading down at the bottom of her signature. Then I have created a little lace bookmark just with some little bead dangles that I did and her beaded pen. So kind of once all of this happens, let me just So I love the different beads when they hang in various places. I just think that it makes it all the more beautiful. So that is her. Now time to finish her up so she can be off to my sweet dear friend. I hope that you guys enjoyed this. I know that I went back and forth, but that is the creative process. As we all know, y'all be blessed. Create what brings you joy. Bye.